Get this started. Aloha, everybody. This is Brother Sage from Kauai. This is the Conversations That Matter show with our special guests today, Samuel Cohen and Kelly Saliba out there in UK. And so I'm very excited. For those who don't know, Samuel, you and I go back to 2018. I think I just met Kelly right after that, and I've been a fan and a follower of yours ever since. So I'm excited and grateful to have you be part of this show today.
Absolutely. Grateful to see you again and to talk with you. Absolutely, yeah. Believe that one. I see. Oh, Brother Herbie's here. He's going to join us as well because he also drinks. He drinks through his nose.
Excellent accent. So,
Third person. Yeah.
do you want, before Kelly comes back here, do you want to give us a little backstory and let people know, like, who is Samuel Cohen? How did he get to where he is today? And what do you see happening in your life now?
Yeah, so on a spiritual sense, is how we're all sitting here today is through the knowledge and teachings that Kelly and I and Brother Herbie have been sharing and practicing for many years, and that we've now written 3 books together during 25 years. And it all started for me on a sort of direct, clear channel that being your own master. It started for me in the year 2000 when I first met Kelly at university. And many people will already know the story who've listened to our videos. And they're also in our books now that we talk about how we met and the miracles that happened and the struggles that we went through over the years to now bring beautiful techniques and in conjunction or in association, you can say, and in union with Sahaja Yoga, that's an already established, already grounded, like completely flowered, blossomed practice. When you combine Sahaja Yoga with the techniques that me and Kelly are practicing, then it brings you in the joy and you have all the youthfulness and all the inner peace to go with your physical vitality, combined. Yeah.
So it's a good, well-rounded practice that you can build into your lifestyle.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a way of life, and it's always with you. You can say.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to return to what we were talking. Yeah. What I was going to say to you before you started to record, yeah. And what I wanted to ask was just to share with you. I liked what you said about when I said to you that you look sunny, and you said that you're in the consciousness of the sea around you there and stuff, yeah.
Yes.
And what you reminded me of in one of in my video in my videos that I've got, there's one of them where I'm talking about the quality you get from being in the sea, and how it revitalizes you, and how, because in the video I'm talking about that you're able to recite mantras in the sea, and they're able to give you a good kind of sense of peace with the sea and the fish around you, because you've kind of give them your prayers, your frequency of peace, the ones that you usually say on the earth.
Yes.
So for me to express the same prayers that I do when I'm on the earth and the sea, I noticed the sea was a lot more calmer around me. But what I wanted to share was that I've done this for quite a few times through the years, because naturally we drink through the nose. So I've actually snorted slowly the sea, but you can't just do it any place in the sea. You have to create your own kind of peace around the sea, and in a specific type of depth where the sea you can feel is got that freshness when you can just absorb it in. And I've done that, and absorbed the sea in through the nose, and I've noticed that it's a beautiful experience, because it reminds me of returning to the womb again, because you feel that you're in that inside you, that you feel like you're internal from the experience of having the sea through the nose. And actually also the sea is you don't need to open the tap, yeah.
Right. I love the sea, because every time I'm going, what, Kelly?
You can just help yourself, yeah.
Help yourself. There's an abundant supply. You don't even have to think about lack and limitation. It's just there, ready for you, giving it to you. I go to the ocean every day, a lot of times for sunrise, and I do these meditations where everything that I've been carrying that's been a burden, out of harmony, uncomfortable, I throw it way, way, way out to sea past the horizon and tell it it's not ever going to return. And I get peace in return.
Lovely, lovely.
Yes.
Again,
Wonderful.
I spent many years swimming in swimming pools in London, in the swimming pool, and I developed a technique called coming to the point technique. And what you do, you know, when you do the front stroke,
Mm-hmm.
instead of just doing it like that, you just come to the point, come to the pyramid point of your hands. So with every stroke, I come to the pyramid. Every stroke, come to the pyramid. And I've noticed it's very good for the mind. It's very good, also good to, it's very good to align your body with it. You can also do it with the breaststroke.
Mm-hmm.
Do the
Let's
same
go
move
back to
when
the
you
pyramid.
come to the point. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't give you speed, but it gives you endurance.
Excellent.
And because what I've noticed swimming in swimming pools, some people are too fast and some people are too slow. So I found to counteract both of them is just to do your own thing. So when a person kind of goes by me in the swimming pool, they act like, "Oh, you're a little slow, you are." But I say to myself, the turtle won the race. Yeah.
That's right.
So so I'm not too fast. I'm not like, oh, whoa, whoa. But because when you come into the point when you're doing the strokes, the moves, you can't really go too fast because you're always having to come to the point. So you can't over exaggerate yourself. But when you do it like that, you can just be wild. You can just go, yeah, yeah. But when you come into the actual point, you're like observing. You're like, oh, excuse me. Oh. And it keeps you in that state. Yeah. So I found I actually enjoy swimming more, doing that kind of exercise in the water. So I just wanted to share that with you. I want to share that gift of coming to the point with the swimming. But we also do that with the exercises on the earth. And when I do these moves called coming to the point bridge, where you keep the pyramid like that, and you do the bridge, you go back like that, but you keep your hands together all the time. You don't break it. But you start with the wall. Then once you get more confident, you can do it without the wall.
Yeah, I've seen you do that in several of your videos, and
Exactly. Yeah,
it
yeah,
looked like
yeah.
an amazing yoga.
Yeah, thanks. I'll just share that again. That relates to again. I got that from swimming. So from doing it in the water, I found that I can actually do the same kind of coming to the point on the
Yeah,
earth. And we
lovely
used to
art.
do that. We used to do that together a lot many years ago. He used to do all the moves with me. All the bridges we used to do. We used to do a lot of that
Yes,
stuff.
we did different directions and different variations. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's related to the elixir, to drinking through the nose. It's all in that same motion of taking it upward and onward, upward and onward.
Lovely. Yeah, very easily
Yeah.
seen. Yeah.
I have an unusual question. I really enjoy your cutting edge consciousness, how you open up pathways for minds to accept new ideas and new possibilities. And I bow to that. I think it's just phenomenal. Just all the videos I've seen you guys doing ceremony and doing the nose drinking. The question
Yeah.
comes up for me, Samuel,
Yes.
you've done a lot of nose drinking. Do you still drink with your mouth?
Some people do ask. Yeah, I do drink with the mouth on occasion. Yeah, because it's
Of
like
course,
direct.
of
It's an
course.
old habits, kind of thing. But it's a good connection to the mouth.
I just like to say
Yes,
about the mouth. It's a good one, the way you put it there, really. But here's the mouth now speaking to you, yeah, hearing what you're saying about the nose, and the mouth is getting a little bit. Wait a minute, they're speaking about me here. Let me say my say, Kel. You know what I
You
mean?
and the nose are
But
very close.
with respects to the mouth, in the Sahaja Yoga that we practice, there are 7 subtle centers. I'm sure you're aware of, must be roughly aware of it, Sage, yeah? The
yes.
7 centers, yeah. But they're also, in the yoga, they say they're also connected to different parts of the planet. So America is connected to the mouth.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to the communication. And there are 16 petals to the center. And there are 12 to the fourth and 10 to the third, etc., etc. So I wanted to say with respects to the mouth, it's like the mouth naturally has benefited from drinking through the nose, yeah, because you don't have to. It doesn't have to do as much work as it used to, and also the nose gives it, because the nose relates to the senses. It shows it how to discriminate itself and the way it speaks and the way it behaves and the way it conducts itself. But that really is also naturally related to the subtle centers and the communication of the subtle centers. But yeah, America is related to communication on a more subtle level. Like every center has a specific quality that relates to different parts of the planet. Just like the Mayan calendar has the same type of thing with the Mayan calendar. If you look at the Mayan calendar, and you look at and if you look at the geography of the different solar suns and tones, moon tones, you'll see that if you look at the geography of the Mayan calendar, every person is also in every country. So, for example, you might be X. X might be in Poland. He's men. Men might be in America. I'm Kaban. I'm actually in Africa. So, just like the subtle system, the Mayan ancient calendar has got connection to the different parts of the world too. So once you can connect that with your body and to the world, it gives you more, like, it makes you feel like there's more to being here. You know, that you can makes you want to adventure more in that way. But now we've got technology naturally, it makes us easy to be couch potatoes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Technology helps can keep you kind of chilled out. You know, keeps you on these too much. You know.
Yes, Ellie.
In the books, I was going to say, in the books we mentioned about the nose drinking and how it's evolved, and because now it's been 25 years, and the first book we wrote in 2008, that was only 8 years after doing nose drinking, and this is now 25, and how it's evolved with all the techniques that we're practicing, like the whole combination it's been part of it. It's shaping your individual, your character and your integrity, while you're practicing what you're doing, and you're sharing it on the way in places like Thailand and India. I've been sharing techniques with people, right, that I meet, travelers, and I've been in London, doing what I can with integrating here, much less than I normally do in Asia. So now it's like, how has it evolved, and how have we evolved? You can say individually, collectively, and as a community. And it's been like lots of rocky roads, and tough moments. But now with the free books now being available, it marks, it makes a new chapter clear, and that we can share them with fresh light and fresh impetus, and self-esteem.
I'm gonna have a little drink through the nose, yeah, mixed with vibrated grape, which that is naturally wine with water.
It looks terrific.
I'm gonna do the Bruce Lee. We call this one the Bruce Lee because he done push-ups once on his fingertips. I don't know if you've seen that.
Little fingers.
On his little finger.
Did push-ups.
Yeah, there was a competition for martial arts, yeah, and he done push-ups with his fingertips to show how much he's got, how powerful.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it with one's fingertip now. Look.
That's definitely a Bruce Lee move right there.
Bruce Lee. Little finger, nose drinking, Bruce Lee.
So Samuel, while he's doing that, would you say that the people that you've shared this practice with have readily accepted it, hesitant to accept it, or what was your experience with your students?
I've had people who would do it straight away with coconut, to sample it immediately. Yes, coconut I've had. With wine is naturally something that only it's more advanced level.
But because we also, when we open the bottle of wine, because we used to say mantras, we quietly say a little mantra, before we drink it through the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the cool thing about it is is that again the mouth. I like taking the piss a little bit out of the mouth, like showing it like I'm the boss. Like, look what I can do. You know, you can't catch me up here. You know what I mean? So I am playful like that with the wine. I mean, that's
Yes.
why I like to drink through the nose because you feel you got a little bit more authority. But one thing I want to, the reason I really want to, the reason I've actually done it because I wanted to. I'm not sure if you've experienced drinking through the nose, Sage.
I have.
Must have,
You have exactly.
I
So
just haven't learned the advanced hand movements.
exactly, yeah. So the reason I've showed you the Bruce Lee one, Brother Sage, is for you to have fun now. You can have fun with it instead of always doing it because one thing I've noticed, Brother Sage, when you do it like that, right, the way you do it, yeah, like that, you actually just doing it the way everybody drinks to the mouth.
Yeah.
But if you do it in another move, then you can say, okay, now I'm going places because I know people collectively speaking, I'm not doing it this way.
Yeah.
So that's to your advantage, Brother Sage.
Yeah.
By doing a different move to whatever you feel at home with, you feel comfortable with,
Sure.
and then you'll notice you get a kind of a round applause, Brother Sage, from your mouth saying, oh, you're not using the usual kind of, I'm doing it. Because see, you are doing it to your nose, but it can also seem maybe, you just do it to the mouth, it's to the nose. But when you're doing it different, like we do these moves too, Brother Sage, isn't it?
Yes. I've also seen the move with
Okay, yeah.
Samuel.
So you've got
Samuel
these
got
different
it on
moves.
his bicep.
Exactly. So have you tried different moves, Brother Sage?
With Elixir.
Have you tried different moves yet?
No.
Try to do it in a different way.
That was a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah. Have you tried it? Have you
No,
tried
he
it?
hasn't. No,
You haven't.
No.
I've drank through the nose.
Yeah, but you haven't tried it in a different way.
No, I'm just learning about it. So this.
With all respects, I hope you don't mind me saying, you're a virgin on them levels.
Beginner.
Yeah. Oh, you're a
Yes,
beginner.
and I don't mind admitting that. I don't
Yeah,
mind admitting it.
I like to say that you're a virgin, Brother Sage, Jenny. You know what I mean? You haven't been around. Me and him I like slags on it. You know, we've been around all the bends around it. We've been to all the parties with it to the nose. Yeah.
Well, I've got a long life ahead of me and plenty of time to practice. So
I'd love to see you.
Willing, yeah.
I'd love to see you doing other moves to see how your reaction and stuff, because I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself.
I know I will, and I'll make you proud.
Yeah. Maybe you can send us a video.
Yeah, different moves
of some, of you doing a different move.
Yeah, easy.
You can share and say, "Oh, Kelly, man, it was like I enjoyed doing the Popeye curl." Yeah.
Is that what you call it? Okay. And also, you guys always have background music going on.
Yeah, we don't. We
do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We used to doing that because naturally you get a nice buzz when you're having the vibrate, the wine through the nose.
Right.
You have a nice buzz and all that. And with all respects to Jesus, yeah, because I'm aware of different, because part the yoga that we do, we're aware of different faiths. So I can sense that Jesus shared the wine, yeah. They say in the Last Supper, etc. So he never drank through his nose.
That we're aware of.
That we're aware of, but we have, so I'm just saying, I do get the vibe like, it's like, because this is center of forgiveness in meditation. So taking the wine through the nose, it's like raising the buzz, raising that memory.
Resurrection.
To me, it's like revitalizing it again.
When he went to India, he may have learned it. They would
maybe, yeah. But we haven't heard anything about that.
He went to India, learned breath work, and he learned yoga. He learned about Hindu art of healing. So,
we're
returning now, 2025, returning techniques of Christ. It makes sense to me.
But cool. Yeah. But respect to what Sam was saying earlier, with like knowing about Sahaja Yoga and stuff, and integrating that all in, that is the foundation that makes it more enjoyable. Drinking through the nose, integrated with practicing longevity with lovemaking, not squandering your sexuality, just maintaining. If you can maintain your conscious dreaming, your sexuality, and your meditation with drinking through the nose, you'll notice that actually it's going to be a lot more enjoyable.
Yes.
Because if you're feeling withdrawn and stuff, it's like it's going to be more of a workshop to do it more. You know what I mean? Because you have to go through the pineal gland, really. You have to go through the sinuses naturally, and you have to go, to open that channel. You have to have a state of awareness in
The
your
gateway.
consciousness.
That's
Pardon?
the gateway. The
Yeah,
gateway.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. The gateway needs to really be opened in people. Naturally, people are drinking through the nose in their own inspirations, but the more you are aware here, the more it's blissful here. If you like, kind of aware here, then it'll be kind of blissful here. But if you put more the awareness here, when you drink it, you get more of the actual elixir, the bliss, the happiness
Nectar.
from the nectar, the bliss, the happiness from doing it. Because you've got more awareness about yourself.
You're probably, once I say this word, you guys are going to go off on this one. Can you consciously cause the amrita to come down? Some people taste the amrita. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's a good
Nectar and
meditation.
No, I hear me. That's a beautiful one that you said about the Amrita. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Let me give you a little insight there.
please
It's going to sound a little sexual, but
lay it out.
when you drink through the nose, yeah, it's like the way sometimes I feel like a little block to drink it, and I visualize a beautiful babe hiding behind the curtain, yeah, and
Yeah.
she quietly opens the curtain to me, and I can see she looks so gorgeous, and I take it in, then she opens up the curtain and it goes right in. So you need to have that kind of state of fantasy, like imagination in your brain while you're doing it, like. So you get that beautiful. Then when the door opens and the wine or the water starts to flow through, it's like a river opening up. It's like a fountain going into your brain and then landing into your stomach.
Thank you, because I hear more and more about masters who are able to actually taste either in their mouth or somewhere the amrita nectar, and not a whole lot of people practice that. So that's why I wanted to ask you.
Thanks. The Amrita again enters from first experiencing your realization in meditation, because once that is realized, once you feel the cool vibration above your head, the Amrita that is here starts to culminate here by the Amrita that's actually here, by the cool vibration on top of your head. That's where the Amrita actually emits from the actual above the head, that helps all the coolness that you feel here, from your meditation, helps to culminate the forgiveness center and bring you the Amrita. That's where the elixir comes in,
Yes.
and that dribbles down through your sinuses, through your discrimination center, and to your diplomacy center. It dribbles right down to the center. But to get that, you need to first experience your own self-realization, and then integrate drinking through the nose with your attention up here, not here, up here. But your attention won't be here if you're not really realized here. Because I'm aware lots of people, Sage, must be practicing or doing what we're doing, but they're not really up here with doing it here. Is there anything you want to say?
Sure, yeah. I think we should let everyone bring in some things. I'd like to say a few things. Yeah.
No, in relation to what I'm saying now, about the Amrita now.
Sure. About the nectar, It's like pure bliss of your state of being is in such pure bliss that you get the nectar of the bliss, and you actually do even sense that taste or that sense of texture on your tongue of bliss. And Srimataji has presented that through Sahaja Yoga, that the way to reach it is by being your own master.
Exactly. See, beautiful what he said about being your own master, because I was going to mention this, Sage. It is clearly, crystal clear what I'm going to say. There are 10 primordial masters in Sahaja Yoga. Yeah, you can look them up. Yeah, there are 10. Yeah, once you're in tune of who they are, their basic characteristics, and see the way they're all connected together, the way I've been doing all these years, I've noticed, Brother Sage, that each character, they actually relate to each other because they're all opposite each other. Like you have one master opposite another master, but they both have same type of qualities connecting one. Yeah, one connects to the right side of the body, and one connects to the left side of the body. Yeah. So you have different masters like Socrates and Lao Tzu. Socrates stays on the right side in the way he lived his life, and Lao Tzu is more on the left side. Lao Tzu is a Chinese master, and Socrates is a Greek master.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the meditation that we practice, they both reflect their characteristics reflect each other. Socrates' characteristic was that he had to have his own poison because the government went against him. Yeah. Now look at the familiar opposite of Lao Tzu. He left his government because he didn't agree with the way they were living. So you had one, he wasn't agreeing with them, and they said to him, "You got to, we'll punish you. You have to have your own poison." That was Socrates. Lao Tzu went the other way. Instead of him getting tangled up with them, he just got on his buffalo and went off. But on his way out, as the story goes, as he was leaving the actual dynasty, there was a guard, and he said to him, "Where are you going, Lao Tzu?" He said, "I've had enough of the way you lot are behaving." He said, "Okay, you can go, but please write us a book about what you've learned here." And he wrote a book, the Tao, and he also wrote the I Ching, Brother Sage. So that's what I'm saying, how the similarities of the masters is quite significant, how on the right side, you've got the one who had to have his own poison, and he became a master because the beautiful thing about Socrates, when they said to him to have his own poison, he didn't argue with them. That's what made him a master. He was humble. And when all his devotees said to him, "We're going to miss you," and stuff, "Oh, what, he said, "Don't worry.
I'll leave your book."
Yeah. We'll meet again." He humbly died. And the people loved him, Socrates, for it. And then you got Lao Tzu on another level. He didn't take the poison of the government, but he just quietly went off and wrote a book about how they were all behaving, how they to correct themselves. And it's called the Tao. You can look up. It's called the Tao, yeah. It's all related to the way the dynasties behaved. There's one dynasty master. His son thought he's going to get the inheritance, but he didn't give it to his son. He gave it to a farmer because the farmer knew better how to look after the land.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Samuel, will you hold up a copy of the newest book?
Yeah, please.
Yes, yeah.
Here's the book we wrote together now. It's a sequel to our first book.
The Holistic Path to Spiritual Alignment.
Exactly. Our first book had all the techniques that we recommend in our presentation, in our perspective. And now we've written a sequel to that with all the techniques, with new chapters on breath work and lucid dreaming and astral travel. So we wrote 2 new chapters, and we went over all the earlier chapters and wrote new content and information that we feel is necessary, and how it's evolved, and how and Kelly's actual words are now much more in this book. Maybe about 25% of them are Kelly's words, I should say.
Okay. I would like you to take a dive into the book, but before we get there, can you explain in your own terms, because I'm a wordsmith, and wordsmiths tend to hear multiple meanings and metaphors in words and how we frame our words.
Sure.
So explain, how did you come up with the title, The Holistic Path to Spiritual Alignment, and what is your definition of spiritual alignment?
But that was actually on my behalf. I came up with the title because I wasn't with Kelly, and I was working on the final stages of the book, and I chose it with the person who was helping me. So from my perspective, where it was originated from, I came up with it. Yeah, thanks. Just the title though, isn't it? I'm not talking about how important it's not so key. But yeah, let's just say, for me, alignment is a huge part of the book, because what you and Kelly were just talking about now, about being a master and about the Tao and how you can channel that into the third eye, the pineal gland, and the chi that you can manufacture. And also, I wanted to mention the deer exercise that is part of the Tao, where you squeeze your mula bandha.
Hmm.
And we just mentioned it yesterday that we want to acknowledge that more often, that we have to squeeze it and practice using it, every day,
Every day.
heighten it, you can say. So, so when I was writing this book, and the title for me was alignment, because when you do Sahaja Yoga, first and foremost, you get alignment. Your chakras align because the Kundalini is responding to the affirmations that you're reciting at each chakra. And as she raises through the central channel, your chakras automatically align. So that's the spiritual alignment. And
Gotcha.
then through the physical is through the yoga. Like Kelly showed me a lot of yoga. We did the bridge. It's a lot of physical alignment because you're strengthening your all your muscles, your posture. You're strengthening your whole vehicle, right?
Hmm.
So that was the alignment physical. Then the breath. I learned that in India, how to breathe correctly from the
Lovemaking.
belly to the chest. It's alignment of the breath, right? And
Hmm.
then with the elixir, drinking from the nose, it's alignment. It's the two going to one. Much like in the pineal, it's two blood vessels going to one hollow space. Drinking through the nose is two nostrils going to one hollow space.
Yep.
Also, thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that. I just wanted to also say
Yeah.
that uh, love making, Brother Sage. If you, I'm not sure if you practice tantra or the maintaining your semen while love making, but if you're aware of that, but even if you're not making love, you can maintain it just by being celibate or just keeping yourself
Yeah.
to yourself.
I've done both. I've
So
done the tantra with multiple tantra masters, and as well as celibacy.
Yeah.
excellent. So I just wanted to share that one does sense in respects to what you mentioned about what you said about the book being in the alignment is that it is an alignment to make love correctly too, because it helps to give you the alignment to when you never used to make love the way you are making love once you learn to do so. So I've
Correct.
noticed once I did practice tantra and practiced retaining the semen and channeling it with the partner in lovemaking, one found that it gave me an alignment better because I'm maintaining my vitality and keeping it instead of always letting it go in lovemaking. In that way, through maintaining it, you have to inline it to keep it cool again and just to be returned back to normal through exercises, mantra, etc. The way how you have to practice in that way. So I
Yeah.
found it's good in that way if you can maintain it for even a few weeks.
Hmm.
It's better than letting it go in 5 minutes because you've just been making love half an hour. Yeah, I mean sometimes there is a person may have experienced premature ejaculations. Yeah, but even from premature ejaculations, one's noticed because I found ways having to control the temper or the ego from feeling that you've misplaced your vitality. But I've also identified that I have been able to maintain with the partner, even so I might have squandered a little in sleep because of being overheating, because I've been drinking or smoking, or whatever I might have been doing, or what a person might have been doing out there in the world. Yeah. So I'm just saying, not to feel so down to individuals that might feel they've let go of themselves in sleep or whatever because they've been behaving good, maintaining it with their partner or with themselves.
Yeah.
You haven't been going around like letting it go. It just happened because you were heated up, but not to be so hard on yourself. I'm saying
Yeah.
in that way. Saying
Yeah.
thanks. Thanks.
Thank
I'm
you.
saying it not only to our beings, but I'm saying it to everyone out there.
It affects us. You know this, guys, from doing self-healing and self-love and self-nurturing, that when you cleared yourself or you practice loving and being kind to yourself, it affects the world. It affects everybody in your field, everyone in your networks. And this is a practice.
Exactly.
People, uh, let's just say it in a positive way. It's rising higher on people's priority list that they matter and their needs and their well-being needs to be addressed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good insight you've shared there, because if you do, I'm not sure how much you're aware of Sahaja Yoga, or as in English translated means born with union, Brother Sage. I'm not sure how much you're aware of it, but if you go deeper into the qualities of the chakras,
Mhm.
they give you an English translation of the qualities and what brings the chakras down.
In terms
So
in terms of open, in
in
terms of
terms of, say, for example, this side is respect yourself and respect individuals. What naturally brings it down is the opposite, disrespecting yourself or disrespecting individuals. Here it's sarcasm or diplomacy. Here it's feeling guilty or lack of self-esteem. A way to clear it is to be more of a witness,
Mhm.
not to get too involved. So what I've noticed through the years, through being aware of these subtle translations of what they mean here, I'm able to be more witness or be more respectful or be more diplomatic in specific situations where usually I might just leap into an argument or whatever, because I haven't got that discrimination to kind of see, wait a minute, I need to be more witness here, not to get too tangled up in all this. Yeah. So I'm just saying, I'm sharing that with your presence, that it'd be good in your, maybe even through looking through our own information, see if you can get into the, I think it's written in one of our books, where we can tell you the qualities of each center, and you
Oh,
can see where you can actually polish it up or
mhm.
dust it off, polish it up or dust it off in within your own system. Yeah.
You know,
Saying,
you
yeah.
know which book it is, so that the people who watch this video will know how to find it.
Exactly. Well, you can actually get the information through Sahaja Yoga itself. Yeah. So you simply ask Sahaja Yoga,
Online as well.
yeah,
Online is
online collective. Just say I've been speaking to Sahaja Yogi, and he said there are qualities and catches to the centers, and can I please have an English translation of that?
we've got some of it in our book, the new book,
Yeah.
the green one that we mentioned, the holistic path to spiritual alignment. We've got a chapter there, Sahaja Yoga, and it does mention the causes and catches, and it mentions the qualities of the chakras. Yeah. Um, I wanted to mention actually also, it might be the three channels it does actually, the three channels, the left, right, and center. I wanted to mention that drinking through the nose, some people say to me a lot, like, what's the point? Why do you drink from your nose? What's the reason, right? And I just wanted to return to what I was saying before, that how the book is called what it is that through drinking from your nose, you're feeding your brain and you're cooling your brain. That's the main two, for me, the main two benefits. Also, it helps you breathe better as well. So that's three immediate benefits, yeah, straight away. So those three, and it helps you breathe from the nose better, which is the way we're meant to breathe. But the alignment again returns because you're enlarging your brain, you're feeding it, you're cooling it, you're making it expand, like a sponge. When you make love with someone and you maintain the whole night, the whole month, even the whole week, you don't release and you both maintain together, then you're feeding your brain, you're enlarging your brain, you're expanding it. And some people might say, what's the need for that? To make your brain bigger, right? To be a big head, as Kay mentioned right before. But the truth is that your consciousness needs to be able to enter and to be expanded. So you have to make the space for that, isn't it? Yeah, the divine consciousness. Sahaja yoga. Yeah.
You can tap into what some people call infinite intelligence,
Infinite,
infinite itself. Yeah, I'm hearing. Yeah, exactly.
consciousness.
divine awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You've brought the memory of when I first experienced drinking through the nose, and that was with the elixir. Yeah,
Okay.
with the wine, with the urine, with the
Yeah.
golden fountain. Yeah. So the beauty, really, Brother Sage, of the golden fountain is that there is no obstacle to the nose, really. Once you're familiar with your own water, the way you are yourself, then you'll notice when you drink your own water through the nose, and if you drink mineral water, you'll notice your own water is a lot more intimate in its own way. It's got like, because it's coming from inside you, it's got that warmth to it, you know, because it's warm too. It's got all, yeah, exactly. See how you're smiling, exactly. So that's the gift really, of being aware of Sahaja Yoga, and also being aware of the love making and the type of exercises that we've been doing. Because I found that the Sahaja Yoga, the love making, and naturally, with all respects, lucid consciousness, dreaming, has inspired to give me the gift to experience drinking through nose, the elixir. And it happened really when I was just simply cleaning my nose in the bathroom many moons ago. I was
With
cleaning I was cleaning my nose, and then some of it went through into my head,
and
and
you
I
were
noticed,
using
and I,
Shivam.
I just thought maybe I can, just see if I can get something else in there. You know what I mean? That's why I thought,
Yes.
bringing the urine in there, and so having that
You were
cleanse.
you were cleaning
Yeah,
your urine at the
I was
time.
clear because we were also taking mushrooms them days. We're taking them mushroom hallucinate. I noticed I actually started to have the urine through the nose because I wanted to clear the smell that I felt that I was smelling from the mushroom. So I've noticed having the urine through the nose, it does help to clear bad odors.
Yeah, it also related to bad breath, and it can rise up into the nose.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're clearing the nose from bad odors, I guarantee you, Brother Sage, that the mouth will follow. The mouth will just say, "Oh, well, if the nose wants a good shower, I might as well join in, isn't
Where the nose goes, the mouth will follow. That's a good.
it?" And where the mouth goes, the nose will follow too. Yeah, if it's
Colin.
correct.
It's not a speech show, yeah? Not a speech show.
Samuel,
He's like, his mouth will follow the nose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why
The
is
mouth will follow the nose will follow the mouth. Yes, yes.
Samuel, will you
yes.
tell us something about the chapter on astral traveling and how do we
Yeah.
apply?
I wanted to mention that because we haven't done a chapter of that before in the last book. We only mentioned like a small section. But I'd like Kelly really to be the one because I did some research on lucid dream books and I put some information about lucid dreaming because I have experienced that myself naturally, but
Yeah.
not I haven't experienced astral travel.
What is it you'd like to hear, Brother Sage?
Well,
Extract books
I'm
or
going to hear
something.
both subjects, lucid dreaming and astral travel. And is
Yeah.
it something worth pursuing for people, or is it just, is it for everybody? Should people pursue it? Is it something that's going to be beneficial?
It's a very good question. The thing is about lucid traveling, yeah. My first experience of actual spirituality was that. That was before Sahaja Yoga, before the golden water and all that, yeah. I used to sun gaze. I even now I sun gaze, yeah. But the sun gazing, I combined sun gazing many moons ago with conscious dreaming
Uh-huh.
because one will make crystal clear, yeah. You're not gonna go anywhere astral traveling if you haven't got good will. Yeah. There's one book I recommend for you to read, Brother Sage. It's called Tuesday Lopsang Rampa. It's about a Tibetan boy living with the monks in Tibet. And
Mhm.
it's through him I learned how to astral travel. He immigrated to America because they were hunting him in China because they wanted to control his mind
Mhm.
because he was clairvoyant
Yeah.
because they opened his third eye when he was a little boy. But when mentioned to you with respects to lucid dreaming, I do recommend lucid dreaming, but you need your own space. You can't have your mother coming in or your brother, your wife coming in on you while you, but while you, you know what I'm saying, you need your own, you need your own space in that way to get into it. You also need a dream journal.
Yeah.
And it's
Record.
not, yeah. The beautiful thing, now I'm aware of ego, Brother Sage. But when I actually experienced astral traveling, I wasn't even aware of ego then. I was completely naive to it. I was completely naive to ego. So without me knowing, I crushed my own ego because I lucid traveled. Yeah. But I done that because of pure faith and commitment. And I said to you, read that book, Tuesday Lopsang Rampa. You can look it up. It's a very good book. I reckon you like the book. But basically, if you're about lucid dreaming, you need to do specific exercises and direct yourself in that direction, and you need to focus on it. You can't be like you can't be say watching movies at night and then reckon you're going to go be lucid dreaming in the morning. You need to give yourself a few weeks of that commitment to actually wanting to explore it. And also, as a beautiful story, I don't want to go, I can't, we haven't got the time to go into it too much, but if there was, maybe I can make it short and sweet. There was a student that wanted to learn because his master was able to fly, Brother Sage, and the student wanted to learn, and the master said to him, "You're not ready to learn yet." But the student was very eager to learn, so he used to watching him when he was practicing getting his herbs together. And one day, the boy, he took the herbs and put them together, and he started to fly, Brother Sage. And as he's flying in the sky, he realized he didn't know how to fly down, and he ended up falling and breaking his legs. Then when his master came up to him, he said to him, what did you learn to do that for? He said to him, "I'm not going to tell you off so badly because you did learn how to fly, but you didn't learn how to come down, did you?" So that's the thing about anything we do. If we are going to do it, we have to learn how to do it, and do it with respect going up and respect coming down, Brother Sage. And that goes also with the nookie, as my grandma used to say. Yeah.
I want to wrap it up now. Not that one.
Lucid dreaming, this is a conscious thing because people say they can be in the middle of the dream while being fully aware that they're watching their dream.
Exactly. But when you go into this is the beauty of, I'd like to talk to you actually longer, but I'd like to travel America and actually talk to you better. But if the beautiful thing about there's different levels of dreaming. Astral is when you go beyond that level of like dreaming, conscious dreaming is eventually seeing your body asleep. But when you go astral, you say, "Peace to your body, I'll see you in half an hour." Because you're going to be going traveling.
Yeah.
Because you've already got your minds ready, Brother Sage, to say to yourself, "You know what? Tonight, when June the night, when I wake up, I'm going to go traveling. I'm going to go to somewhere nice and hot and sunny. I'm going to go visit there for a while, and then I'm going to return." So you've already made the decision, Brother Sage, of where you want to go and the way you want to feel, and the way you want to return, nice and happy. But some people try and do it without giving their mind that vision of where, because one thing I did realize when I was lucid dreaming, I heard a voice saying to me, "Where do you want to go?"
Yeah. What's your destination, sir?
Exactly. What's your destination? And I said, "I want to go somewhere beautiful." I said, "I want to go to Malta. I want to go somewhere where I want to go." And I went there, Brother Sage. And I see my brother, and then I went somewhere else. I went to the Cosmos because I wanted to go there, and then I humbly returned. But also, I make this crystal clear. You have to have self-respect in lucid dreaming. You have to love yourself. You're going to have all these qualities. Otherwise,
Yeah. It's good that you wanted us to read from the book because now we don't have to because his words are in the book on astral travel. So we've quoted from direct audible version exactly. So
here's a topic that's near and dear to me, and I wrote about it in my new book, The Inescapable Book. It's about liberating yourself from food slavery, food dogma, food rules, having a conscious relationship with food. And you said you wrote about that. Is that correct?
about relationship with food, yeah?
Yeah, food and an approach to food.
Yeah, like a spiritual awareness of food and the cultural, religious, combining all the best from all of them into one.
That's interesting the way you've brought in the food thing, because this is interesting what you've said now.
Addiction on the planet, food.
Because you can naturally mix with the golden fountain with food if you're in that spiritual level. But with respects to food, because we use prayers, to, we bless the food with prayers. Pardon me. It's like you can transform the food to make it more beneficial for you. Um, as as that guy Sebi was saying, that guy, it's like you can use natural, like organic, like natural food, more like electrolytes, isn't it? Electrolytes instead of more carbohydrates, or more electro foods, like more greens, more greens
fresh,
inside
raw,
you,
organic,
and you'll notice naturally, you'll feel more spiritually light, more smoother with what you want to do. Yeah.
Totally.
And the elixir is if you want, I've been, you can use your own water naturally to integrate with whatever you want. It depends how you want to do that, and it's going to be beneficial any way you want it to be. Especially when you learn how to practice alchemy with it, like mixing it with other like fruits and stuff, help to alkaline it more if you need.
And it sterilizes anything in it, and it structures it. There's a lot of power between. I've been studying Shivambu for 30 years, and
Exactly.
nothing ceases to amaze me that it's more powerful than we realize. Its ability, transcend our food, to heal our cells, our interstitial fluids, to put our body back and restore it, because there's a blueprint that comes with you. And it knows what a perfect cell is and knows how to take stem cells and convert them into the right cells for the right body part. So there's a lot of power in our water.
Yes, you remind me, because I'm not sure if we've written it in the book, but one's noticed when you have matured urine, or urine that you've had for a few weeks, what I've noticed is that when I drink it, it sometimes makes me go to the toilet, because unexpectedly, because of the ammonia in the elixir.
Mm-hmm.
And the ammonia helps to clear the digestive system. So when you go to the toilet, it makes you go. Hear this for an insight, brother Sage. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can relate to what I'm going to say now. Yeah, but when you drink it again, once you've gone to the toilet, then you're not going to go to the toilet like that again. And what happens is that the actual elixir, instead of wanting you to go to the toilet again, it starts to replenish you and nourish you inside your cells, inside your physical cells, because it knows there's nothing contained in your body anymore. You've already been to the toilet already. So if you have that kind of will to maybe mix the elixir with a little bit of water just to help to alkaline it, and then drink it again through the nose or through the mouth, I've noticed that it gives me a sense of clarification and revitalization from the experience, because there's no toxins in the body now. You've been to the toilet, all you're drinking is your own water, and Bob's your uncle, as the English would say.
You do say that. Well, I mentioned to my audience for years that part of my morning ritual and practice is to drink a whole liter of urine, a whole liter of urine from the last night and what's been collected in the morning. And it ceases to fail. Well, I'll have 4 or 5 rapid waves of bowel movements, and I'm good.
Exactly.
You don't have to take supplements or laxatives or all that other stuff.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I'm getting a lot more new insights from the elixir now, actually, because naturally it's because we're in spring now too. We're in March, entering April, so there are little things, little insights I've been getting, because I've got.
Didn't hear what he said.
I said I've been getting insights.
He didn't hear what he said.
Oh, what did you say?
You've got the makings of another book on urine therapy coming through you.
Yeah, you can smell that, can't you? Say, Brother Say.
Oh, I smell it from England.
Yeah. There are the other insights coming in for sure, especially with respects to because I've been having social people around me, and I have been getting tangled up a little bit in domestic and scenarios around me. But
Social.
I'm slowly making myself more secure from other people's currency around me.
That's the water, please.
And what I've noticed is that, yeah, it's about protecting yourself. That's what I want to say. Is that you can use the elixir to protect yourself and to protect your body. And so sometimes I use it to clean my hands, Brother Sage, before cleaning my hands with mineral water from the tap. I stream from the bottle. I've got quite a few bottles around me, so I just simply stream the elixir on my hands.
Pour it over.
Yeah, like that. And it's like, yeah, smart, yeah. And then I get the mineral water and the soap, and then I do that second. And I notice the hands feel a lot more calmer
Yeah.
and a lot more relaxed than doing it with just this water and the soap before. So I've noticed that so I use it like as a disinfectant.
Gotcha.
So I use the elixir on the hands like that, and then I get then once I've done that, like I've cleaned them with the hands, and then I get a bit of water and soap, and then I clean the elixir off that's been matured. And I've noticed it's like, oh wow, it feels like you've been to the toilet and had a drink at the same time, and you've done neither.
Fresh. Something I've done for years is every time I'm finished giving a treatment to a client, whether it's reflexology, massage, energy work, is I wash my hands with urine to make sure I don't have any of their energy left in my body. It's
Yeah.
clean your field off.
I'm gonna let me share this. You're gonna love this one, yeah. You're gonna love what I'm gonna hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
Watch it. Watch it. Let me see. Let me see. You're gonna tell me yes or no. Yeah. Have you cleaned your feet with it?
yeah.
Yeah. You've been foot soaking with it too, yeah? Have you?
I've been doing foot soaks, yeah, for years.
But is that with urine on its own, Brother Sage?
Straight urine.
Only the urine, no
Unless
water.
if it's too cold, I might heat up with some water.
Very good, very good, very good. Yeah, because I've been doing that now, and but I've been doing it just to take the city kind of grime off my feet. So sometimes I'm too naked, Brother Sage, yeah, to just go through the whole cleaning process. So I just say to myself, I've started to do it now. I've only started to, because naturally the urine is precious. You just don't want to be squandering it. So, but sometimes I'm too naked to clean my feet. So I just get a bottle of my elixir. I go like that on the foot. Bob's your uncle.
That was my uncle. Then you leave it on, but you don't wipe it off. You just let it air dry.
Exactly, Brother Sage. Now here's the beautiful insight for people like that of our caliber. Yeah, I don't know if you've had this vibe. Have you noticed how the feet start feeling all nice and things?
They feel young, fresh, and like a
You
baby.
notice that? No. I'm saying when you just pour it on, Brother
Oh,
Sage, and let it dry.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, there's a definitely feeling, a different energy feeling to them.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing now, and it's helping me to get more what's the word? Agile, more liquid. Yeah, instead of being too attached to running to the tap, Brother Sage.
Mm-hmm.
We're too attached to go. Oh, I gotta go to the tap. Oh, yeah. But because it's like we've got our own tap now, Brother Sage. We've got our own tap that we can put on. We can have it hot if we want. We can have it cool. We can have it warm. We've got our own tap. We've got our own water go tap. It's nothing to feel bad about, to feel dirty about. Because some people like to act like that is dirty. Some people that, oh, we don't know what it's about and all that. A lot of people, Brother Sage, I've noticed, they give a lot of mouth about it before they really check themselves and check their own emotions and be clearly honest about themselves. How can a person be criticizing the elixir when their own elixir in their body hasn't been purified, hasn't been cleaned? So how can you comment on a person's drinking their water when your own water itself hasn't even been cleaned? How can you communicate on something that your own system itself hasn't cleaned itself to know if the difference?
Well, I agree. However, I would also say that um, there's a spiritual law of you teach what you need to learn. So if people don't have pure diets, pure water, pure everything, but they're good students and they're willing to learn.
Yeah, it's a start, isn't it?
It's a start, yeah, it's a start in that way. Yeah, of course, it's the beginning. Yeah, yeah. But again, one will return to being aware of Sahaja Yoga, being aware of conscious dreaming, and also being aware of the lovemaking. Because with all respects, Brother Sage, if you're talking to one of your students, or if I'm talking to one of my, or if I'm talking to one of my students or one of my friends, and they might agree with you on lucid dreaming, but not agree, but they might understand the lucid dreaming a little, but they might not understand the elixir, or they might not understand the lovemaking. Some people, Brother Sage, are like, oh, I'd rather just, um, make love for half an hour and that's it. I don't want to, maintain the semen. So some people are different. Everybody is different, Brother Sage, in that way. You see, in that way. You see what I mean? So what I'm saying is, you need a specific quality within yourself for you to understand also what we are talking, because if you haven't got them kind of innate qualities built within, created within yourself, the understanding of meditation to a level, the understanding of conscious dreaming, and the understanding of love making, then I feel that you'd be missing a part of the puzzle.
And we put an instruction every chapter. We've got at the end of a chapter, we've got an instruction section to give you guidance on that particular chapter. Yeah. So just to help people to get their own practical self-help.
Have you noticed there's been how long has the book been it's on Amazon?
Just now, it's just finished now because I had to check a few errors, make sure there was nothing. I had to read it by hand before you can finalize it,
Yep.
And now I've done that now. So they're ready now. They're on Amazon, Holistic Path to Spiritual Alignment. And also our website, they can reach us and they can access the books on, it's called drinkingthroughtheknose.org.
Excellent. Well, I'll put all
Have
that.
you tried clove with your elixir?
No, whole clove or powder?
Yeah,
Clove,
clove,
black.
essential clove,
Essential.
oil clove,
No,
essential oil, essential clove. Yeah.
no.
Have you tried it with the elixir?
What is it? What has it done? What
Well, the beautiful thing about the clove, if you look at the clove, it's got the property of purification. Yeah.
yeah.
So when you have the clove with the elixir, it it revitalizes it and
Yeah.
regenerates it. Yeah. Also, clove is very good for regenerating the molecular structure of the body and also the hair and everything else included. I also recommend for you to look up silica and part with that too, Brother Sage.
Good.
Silica.
Yep.
Yeah, silica is very. Yeah, I'm not talking about the bamboo one. I'm the one that you can get from bamboo. I'm talking about the one you can get from the sea, silica from the sea,
Oh,
because
see, yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I've been taking that through the nose, Brother Sage. I've been taking it because it's in plastic capsules.
Capsule, yeah.
So I simply with the nail, I just clip it off. I don't want, because some of them are made from pig fat. These capsules, and
Yeah.
yeah. So, some people might be allergic to these to pig fat, and they might not be taking lots of supplements, and they don't realize they're also taking pig fat into their body. So what I found, by just simply snipping the plastic, let the powder come out, mix it with water, have it through the nose, and there you go. Yeah. So I found having silica through the nose as a mineral, I reckon you're gonna really like that one, because it's a mineral and you're already drinking your elixir naturally. So to have the silica in pure like the mineral water, what I've noticed, it gives me an instantaneous like. That's because it helps to rebuild the nails, the
Yep.
skin, the
Yep.
hair, the bones,
Yep.
everything. Also, men stop reproducing it at the age of 20. So there's some men I've been around, they're like 40, 50. And when I mention silica to them, they say to me, what's that? That's because they haven't been, that's 20 years they've been missing it.
Well,
So
yeah.
So when you're missing it, your hair starts to go, your skin starts to start wrinkly. Your body starts to degenerate when you don't have silica, brother Sage. So silica I found with the elixir, with the clove now. Also rosemary is very good, brother Sage. Yeah, I've been drinking rosemary through the nose too, brother Sage. Rosemary through the nose with mineral water. I've been drinking that through the nose, brother Sage too. Yeah, that's
Guys,
great.
right here.
But I found the rosemary, it gives you a beautiful feeling of, it's a beautiful feeling with rosemary. You have to just try it. Let us know what you reckon of rosemary, brother Sage, through the nose with water.
With the Bruce Lee.
Oh, I got to write that down. The Bruce.
Bruce Lee, you got to do the Bruce Lee, brother.
Oh, don't put pressure on the man.
Lee and Popeye.
Do Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee later.
Oh,
Come on, are you going to call it the Bruce Lee or the Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan's not as
no,
difficult.
no, no. The
Jackie
Bruce
Chan's
Lee
not as
one's the
difficult.
better one. The Bruce Lee one's that's the one.
He was joking.
He's joking. He's joking.
There's
No, no.
to get it right.
No, I'm saying, yeah, the rosemary. I'm not joking, brother Sage. Yeah, yeah, that is, yeah. It's beautiful to have that through the nose with water. Also the clove, but the clove naturally don't use too much because it's quite powerful.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
But it's very good for exterminating negative thinking, negative thought. The clove. And so's the rose. They're very good for clearing negative thinking and negative thought.
I wanted to ask you, how's it been with your book, Brother Sage, and the sharing of it? I've seen that you've posted some people who have written reviews, and it must be wonderful that you've been sharing it in Hawaii.
Hold on.
Yeah, please, please.
What time is it there?
It's morning, isn't it? Like 10 or 11.
He's laughing. It's got the whole day.
Yeah, lovely sun.
Go for a swim.
He's out there at the beach. Yeah.
This book, The Inescapable Book,
Yes.
has an organic life of its own. I went to a new moon bonfire at the beach last night, and every time I go there and I bring copies, they sell. I barely tell people about it, and they feel it, and they go, "I want that book."
Brilliant.
Well, I like the picture. What made you choose that picture?
Lovely, beautiful.
That's what we need a picture like that for our book, man. That's what I'm saying, man.
What I did was I gave the words, I expressed the words to ChatGPT. You give them the description of us, put in the river, the flowers. These are sacred mountains, Mount Shasta and Teton Mountains.
Lovely, lovely.
Produce it from what you tell them.
Wow. That's AI. Just you say what you want and it makes it for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. It'd be good. Was it expensive?
Which part? Using the AI?
Yeah. Oh, you can just do it. It's free, isn't it? Yeah. So you got to do it then, isn't it? You have to see.
Free. You got to remember, once they generate it for you, you've got to do a screenshot and save it because they don't keep it in their system.
Thanks.
I'm hearing you. Yeah, I'm in the future. We're going to be look to do that. Next book we look to do that. Next book we look to do what you just done there. Yeah. Create that AI presentation of what we're doing. That'd be beautiful to see.
Talk about that anytime after the call or anytime. I'll also tell you what I'm doing with the public library system. I got the book in the Hawaii State Public Library System, and it's a secret avenue for authors to reach a wider audience because most people don't think about tapping the library system. They even give you book signing events, so you can get one of their meetings.
Sure. And I noticed in your book you have some affirmations and a lot of very uplifting and guiding words. Very deep and insightful words from you. So what else can you tell Kelly? Because he hasn't read it.
He said he's going to send me a copy. Didn't you say?
I know he would, but let him share something now so that viewers can also benefit from it.
Sam's got a copy of it. I sent her the PDF. Let me read some of the tens.
Please, please.
Number 1, breaking free from the programming, also known as the false matrix. Number 2, the mind holds the key. Number 3, unraveling spiritual terms. 4, self-esteem. 5, power of the breath. 6, affirmation. 7, humor as a tool for transformation. And then it goes into food, mirroring, sentence stems, affirmations, physical immortality, and then we get into prayers and mantras.
A lot of similarity with our
Very
books.
good. I like the way you brought the humor in there. Interesting.
We need it. The world's gotten way too serious, and this is the reason why I have been pumping out nonstop positive, good news on my platforms because I'm not here to be a rumor spreader or gossiper about bad news or politics. And so I keep people focused on our innate nature of love, oneness, and unity so we can get home.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks for that.
It's interesting the way you said positive, because sometimes we're living in a world where positive can mean negative, Brother Sage. Yeah,
In some regards,
you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
So, but to hear it to hear it expressed from your voice, it's like you've returned it to its roots again, and what it really means, which is to really be, to be a happy person. But because medically it's been used as a way to say that you might be sick, it can lose its original vitality, which it means to be. That's like to be happy, to be,
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear it from a person who's spiritual, like you are saying it, because you return it to its original home. So I salute you on that one.
I also wanted to remind the viewers of our connection here. In both of my books, this is the one that took my wellness career, and all of a sudden, I'm on 70 radio shows and podcasts and television and
Yes, elixir book.
water from
Oh,
within.
it's his book.
Yeah, his book, Healing
His
Water
first,
from
his first
Within,
book.
about the elixir. Yeah.
His first book. Yeah.
Yeah.
2018, just as I met Samuel, and then the follow-up book is what I use for all the courses and classes, and that's the manual for the teachers.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I like the picture. Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful
Books,
picture.
I have either written articles or have things that I've written about Samuel. So since
Beautiful.
you were my influence and mentor in nose drinking, so I wanted to honor you, and you're in all my books on your.
Yes, you mentioned us, don't you? That's right. I wrote something.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that, Robert.
My pleasure.
Thanks. I want to ask, because I'm also a practitioner of reciting mantras to clear off negative spirits. Do you have mantras like that too in your doctrine, or just something that you do at home on your own, but you haven't put it on paper?
I practice mantras in the form of decrees, affirmations, prayers, and declarations every day. And
Okay.
I wrote about this because you can use these mantras to clear yourself, to transcend any disharmony or discordant ideas that you have or you've inherited. Uh, I couldn't live without it.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. That's very good.
And this is why I'm even organizing a chanting kirtan group here in Kauai, because
Yeah.
a lot of that going on here. And I think more than ever we need it in our history right now, so people can keep singing of songs of the divine and bring them into your practice every day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. In Sahaja Yoga, they're known as bhajans.
Bhajans.
Bhajans, excuse me.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah.
Yes. Give us example of a song. What's the one you played recently?
Mantra.
It's Ganesha, 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 Jai Jai Shri Ganesha. That's one of them. There's many. They're my favorite one of them. There's like 20 of my favorites of them, that you hear at the puja. So it makes you feel that you're at the puja and you're praying with your fellow Sahaja and it's all to one God. So it reminds you of a wonderful time. And when you hear them, it just brings you to that moment, that true moment.
Om Namah Shivaya has been with me for.
Yes.
You can feel it when you're singing. When you're all chanting, the room lifts, the energy of everybody lifts. And at some point, I know I'm imagining, but it's probably real. I sense that there are angels in the room and masters from singing with us.
Yes.
Beautiful. Lovely.
Yeah. So many beautiful, auspicious moments when you're singing prayers. Yeah. What's that?
It's a big spiritual party.
Yes. Actually, mentioning angels, when I'm having a clean, I do recite the angels, quite a few of the angels' names, and that's part of my cleaning practice, because what I've noticed also as a good insight, because I've noticed your teeth are nice and white, Brother Sage. You seem like you've got good teeth. And is that any specific? Is that maybe is that elixir related? Is it or
Well, I loop a lot, and I've been doing elixir for 30 years.
okay?
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Well,
Diet, my diet these days is 85% fruit,
Fruit, yeah.
15% is greens, sprouts, fresh juices, and one meal a day.
excellent. Um, Actually, you're talking about one meal a day. As a book that you can look up, it's called How to Eat to Live by Elijah Muhammad. Have you heard of it?
No, but
Yeah, it's an interesting book because he mentions that one meal a day is good.
plenty.
Even in the 40s, when there was all the stuff going on in America,
Yeah.
he he was the leader of Nation of Islam, but he did write a good book with respects to of how to live better and how to avoid specific foods.
Hmm.
And yeah, so that's interesting to what just in respects to what you just said in respects how to look after yourself and prolong your existence in the way you eat, isn't it? In the way you do, the way what kind of food you have and stuff.
All these spiritual practices that you've been sharing.
Making space, like instead of having 3 meals a day, you can have one good meal and make it last through. But the thing is, actually, you've got good weather, depending the environment you're in too. If you're living in a city, it can be a little more complicated, a little
For sure.
not
Knows
so easy
about
to do it
he
as it
knows
is
about that. He
to
knows
live
about
in the way.
To Hawaii.
sure,
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly.
Yeah.
Living in the city is another level completely in that way.
So
So yeah.
all these health practices and healthy choices, like one meal a day and fasting and giving yourself enemas and all the good healthy lifestyle practices, I believe are known to everybody. But since we've been so commercialized and propagandized and our attention stolen away from our innate knowingness and our relationship to our body, we're having to clear all that programming and beliefs out of the way so people can come back to that natural ways of living and eating.
Totally,
Yes,
yes.
exactly. But it also relates to having to clear the history of what we might have collected from our relations and how that can affect our behavioral patterns,
Choices,
be
yeah.
it from our father, our mother, or our friends. So that's the good thing again about experiencing realization meditation, because you can start to identify clearer um, where you've been distracted, or where you've been um, not so clear in your relations, like before, um, through not you being completely aware of their conditions and your conditions with them growing up. Because through meditation you get to see your conditions, and also you get to see your ego, and how to deflate it like a balloon, and help to keep yourself in that state of meditation more and an awareness, and stop and avoid it keeping avoid it getting bloated again, by keeping yourself centered in that type of awareness. But I found the domestic security naturally is essential, and with all respects to you being where you are and us being where we are here,
Yeah.
I do, you know I am, and I am affirming to have a better sense of security where I am, because we're living in a city here in London, and you know a lot of people need that type of sense of peace in their environment, where everybody's got their own space and everybody can feel that nobody's going to be invading their space. Like it's just the same like being in a place, or where you might have a volcano erupting or something. You might have to move place. You know what I mean?
It's
So it's
island.
like
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it's good to know that you've got a place where you can feel that you're secure. You're not going to be suddenly moved, or something's going to come into your place. You don't want it to come in. It's like that. It's like the weather, and it can come into your place. So I found part of spirituality, just like lucid dreaming, you need to have a space where, forces are not going to just pile themselves on you suddenly. You need to turn your phone off, whatever, so you can have that space where you can do what you need to do and feel that you can relax without feeling anything else is going to interrupt you or distract you from what you want to achieve in specific moments you're doing whatever you're doing. And living in spaces in a city, that needs to be more clarified in the collective, where people look to be so materialistic and also insecure with their materials, because you have people that do have materials, but then they get insecure because they got so much materials. So that's where everything needs to be balanced, So having domestic balance with spirituality is essential, because if you've got spirituality and you haven't got domestic balance with it, then it's not going to really be benefiting the spiritual side of your experiences in the long road. In the short term, you might get through with it for a few years, like, I'm spiritual, materialistic, spiritual. But eventually, you've got to make a decision not to be too materialistic and rise more with the spiritual side of your nature by balancing all your domestic associations, responsibility, be it having a lively home, do you want to be your woman, or all these needs to be in a nice balance. Then your spirituality can blossom more instead of always being burdened by this domestic thing going, or that domestic, these things that, that's why I see you being where you are. I can sense you haven't got that anxiety of having these types of these city scenarios coming at you left, right, and center. A bus over there, a taxi over there. You go,
No. And for the most part, I came here with the idea of being in a retreat state of mind 24/7. And I've been able to do that without feeling there's an infringement from the consciousness or the energy from the main.
Wonderful, yeah.
That's the reason you've been able to write your books.
Yeah.
Like to do your thing. You've got that space. You can concentrate.
Yeah.
Really.
Should we? Is that an hour now, isn't it?
We're going to come to a close like now, and I love
cool.
the picture behind your head.
Thanks. The big elephants, elephants.
Thanks.
Behind your head's a green elephant.
Yeah, it's perfectly in between.
My one's female partner, she done that. She done that as a present.
Good. So I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I want to thank you for your willingness and your courage to continually take a stand for the truth and for peace and for unity with people. So I'm glad we're running together and doing this for the world.
I love you too.
Thanks for doing the talk, Brother Sage, and I hope we'll talk again and we'll meet again.
Yeah, soon. We can talk again if you want after this. We can close the call and we can have a call maybe just to talk a bit longer if you like.
Maybe it's all right now.
All right.